All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, everyone, for our Immunity Across the Lifespan presentation that we have, and that we lovingly call Say Boo to the Flu and All That Nasty Goo. Because this time of year sometimes tends to hit us hard. Actually, I had a little bit of that nasty goo a couple weeks ago, and I was thankful for what I had to get through it. But Stephanie and I are excited that you're here tonight for this. Let me get my computer to work. There we go. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the products that Stephanie and I trust to get us through this cold and flu season, and kind of the products that we use to kind of give armor to our family and that we're excited to share with you. So we're going to tell you a little bit about the company that we have so much trust in, which is Shaklee, and share a little bit more about the Shaklee difference, because the reason why Stephanie and I have so much trust in this company is, yes, we have been involved with it for a really long time, but it's because of the difference and the science and the quality behind Shaklee products, which is why we trust it so much. We're going to talk a little bit about immunity building blocks, because it's really important to have a strong, healthy foundation in order to keep your immunity strong to ward off those nasty germs. And we're going to tell you some products that we have in our natural medicine cabinets that help support your immunity and fight off those nasty germs when you get them. So this is a picture of my family and Stephanie's family. So I'm on the left. My name's April, and that's my husband, Jay, and my two boys, Alex and Drew. And I've actually grew up in Shaklee. I'm what they call a Shaklee kid. My mom and my grandfather started their Shaklee businesses over 40 years ago. And so I grew up with the Shaklee products and seeing my grandfather and my mom be entrepreneurs and own their own businesses.
Thank you.
And so
no, but it's not been fun.
1 second, I'm going to make sure we can make sure everyone's muted here. If I can get this to come back up. There we go. All right. There we go. So I grew up in Shaklee, and I saw the benefits of the products and the business. And then I'm proud of how healthy our family has been through the years. I went off to college. I loved Shaklee. I loved the products. I still use the products in college, but didn't think much about building it as a business until my sons were born, and I needed a way to contribute to my family's income. And I saw my mom do it. I saw my grandfather do it, and that was the only route that I wanted to take to be able to stay at home with my kids. And so it has allowed me to do that. So I love the products that help keep us healthy, and I also love the business side of things. And with that, I will introduce Stephanie. And one thing I love about this business too is I met Stephanie through Shaklee, and we didn't know each other prior to that. And she's a great friend of mine now.
Yeah, I know. I love you, April.
Yeah.
I still remember sitting at Panera with your mom, and she was talking about April.
Oh.
And then the rest is history.
Right? Exactly. Little did she know.
Little did she know. Okay, so I am Stephanie Fantuzer Johnson, for anyone who doesn't know me, or anyone listening to the recording who doesn't know me. And I also have grown up in the Shaklee business. My parents started their business about 40 years ago, and so I grew up a Shaklee kid as well, and have kind of reaped the benefits of my parents having their own business, and also just using the Shaklee products my whole life. And Shaklee really is just one tool in my family's toolbox of health and wellness, but I really do cherish it because I love green living. We really try to eat healthy, and we're active, but no one is perfect, and people get the snots and the germs attack. But I will say that immunity and immunity building and prevention are like one of my major clusters of passions, especially when it comes to Shaklee. My goal is to not have a sick copay. My little Lucia there, the little one in the ballet picture, she is almost 4 and she's never been on an antibiotic. And Sophia, my almost 6-year-old, was on an antibiotic for 1 week when she was almost 1 year old, has never been on one sense. And I really do know that there's so many other factors, good eating, sleep, water, just treating your body right. But I do know that our natural medicine cabinet, which is made with the majority of everything Shaklee, has really, really been a big part with what has kept us well and kind of nip things in the bud before they get bad. So, and then I also decided I wanted to kind of start my own Shaklee business a couple years ago after I had Lucy. And it's been fun. It's a journey, and it's really, I love meeting new people and building relationships and really helping people feel good. So that is my little story.
Awesome.
So we're going to go right into the good stuff. So the Shaklee difference, really, when someone asks me, well, what's the difference between Shaklee and brand X, Y, and Z? I always immediately refer to the Shaklee difference because this is why Shaklee is different. So you can see here, I'm not going to read everything on this slide, but Shaklee is the oldest, most scientifically proven nutrition and wellness company in the U.S. We were started in 1956 by Dr. Shaklee, but we've been in the health and nutrition world since 1915, when Dr. Shaklee actually created the first multivitamin. And Shaklee focuses on science. They don't just create products on a whim just to make money or just because it's the new trend or the popular thing to do. It is all about the science. And this picture really helped show what makes Shaklee a company that we're proud of, and one that April and I feel confident in giving their products to our families. I know for me personally, whenever I look at this, I'm always blown away by the 125 published scientific papers and presentations, which is just continuing to grow. There are a couple new studies that were just talked about at our conference that are getting ready to be published. And then over 350 tests on every botanical ingredient for harmful pesticides and other residues. And really the purity testing is found nowhere else in the market. I know our CEO, Roger Barnett, has said that Shaklee tests down to 1 part per billion to make sure that there are no impurities in our ingredients. So the Shaklee difference really is what makes Shaklee different and why we trust it for our families. And then going along with that, Shaklee also we refer to Shaklee as Beyond Organic. And if you're familiar with organic eating or organic fruits and vegetables and foods, it has to do with, how products or our produce are harvested and whether or not they have pesticide use. But it doesn't really go beyond that. So you could have an apple orchard that is an organic apple orchard, and 100 feet away from it is a non-organic apple orchard where they are sprayed heavily with pesticides. And while that organic apple orchard may be organic, most likely those apples are being contaminated by the pesticides that are sprayed on the non-organic apple orchard, whether it be from rainwater or just the wind. So this is how Shaklee goes beyond organic, and you can see beyond organic reflects our belief that the quality standards go beyond and how and where an ingredient is grown. Shaklee focuses on confirming the purity and potency, and then goes right into the testing that we kind of discussed on the previous slide. And Shaklee tests 3 times the required amount from the USP, which is also amazing.
And I'll just throw something in there real quick, Steph. I know some of our scientists have said that actually some of the raw material that they have tested before that has come from an organic farmer has tested some of the highest for contaminants and pesticides before, and it has actually grown organically. But when they tested it, it tested really high for those types of things, and Shaklee won't use it. Even if it was grown organically, it tested high for pesticides, and they're not going to use it. So the farmer wasn't putting it on it, but it comes from all over the place. So
yes, that is really interesting. I think that was one of the teas that they found, wasn't it? One of the organic tea.
I don't remember what.
I think that might have been part of it.
It was, but yeah, I know it tested really high.
Yeah. So going into the focus of what our webinar is tonight, as far as immunity, where can we start? obviously we have to start with the basics. You always have to have a really good foundation to build upon. So there's a lot of things that we cannot control in our world. So things that we're exposed to, all the invisible pollutants out there, you know, but what we do have control over is strengthening our own immunity. So things like this list here, which a lot of them are what I mentioned when I did my introduction, are, you know, what we put into our bodies, how we eat, making sure that we sleep. Obviously, I know for a lot of parents, a lot of grandparents, a lot of kids, really everyone, getting enough sleep is a challenge, as is eating right. Exercise, you know, even if it is a brisk walk, any kind of movement that really gets your heart pumping and your blood flowing is good exercise. To supplement wisely, because as much as we all would love to think that we can get everything we need from our food that we eat off of our plates and drink out of our cups, if you look at some of the latest studies and information out there, there's been a really big decline, about a 38% decline in the nutrients in our food. A lot of that is based upon the toxins in the environment and how foods are produced. And then really only 2% of the American population actually get all the nutrients and minerals that they need from their diet alone. So it's really necessary to fill in those nutritional gaps with smart, sound supplements. Maintaining an ideal body weight is obviously a big deal. And then focusing on the positive. Of course, we're entering into like I just want to put a mask on and like hide my kids in a bubble time of year. But we really have to focus on the positive, you know, mind over matter, and, you know, just kind of fighting the fight and really focusing on prevention, what we do have control over.
So these next set of slides, we're going to talk about kind of building your health on a good foundation for all ages. So the vitamins and minerals, they're essential nutrients because they perform hundreds of roles in the body. So we're going to talk about some of those options that we have. A great basic starting point is a multivitamin. So if you're not taking anything right now and say, all right, well, where do I start? A great multivitamin, a high quality multivitamin is an awesome place to start. The ones showing right here are Shaklee's Incredivites. So these are our children's vitamins that we have. It's got 23 essential vitamins and minerals. It's actually the first chewable multivitamin in the U.S. to contain something called lactoferrin, which is actually found in mother's breast milk. And it actually supports a healthy immune system in kids. And as with all of Shaklee's products, these don't have any artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners in them at all. And I love the picture on the right. I think it kind of gives you a good idea of the nutrients found in one daily serving of Incredivites. This is what you'd have to eat, which it's impossible for an adult to eat, let alone a child. So I know Stephanie's girls take this. My boys take this. Now my son, it says ages 4 to 12. My oldest son is 11. And he can swallow. So right now I do have him swallowing the adult multivitamin. But definitely this can be used for kids up to 12. And then we do recommend something a little bit higher in the nutrients as they're growing and getting bigger themselves. But my boys love these. Alex is not the happiest now that he doesn't take these and he swallows his multivitamin. But I think they taste good. My kids really love the way that they taste as well. So those are our Incredivites. And then for ages 12 and over, we have our multivitamin, which is called Vitally. We have the one pictured here is our Vitally with iron. So each serving delivers 100% or more of the daily value of all vitamins, including twice the daily value of vitamin C, D, and E. It promotes heart, immune, bone, joint health, physical energy, healthy skin, hair, and nails. And the Vitally with iron is geared towards women. And it actually is on the label as well. It is noted that it can be used as a prenatal. It's an awesome prenatal. It's what Stephanie and I both used in our pregnancies. So it's great if you're wanting to be pregnant, if you are pregnant as well. It has everything that you need in there for healthy babies. And then if you're not pregnant as well, it's great because this is what Stephanie and I still take as well. So we have a Vitally with iron for women. We have a Vitally without iron, which most men will be taking. Men don't necessarily a lot of times need as much iron as women do. And then we have a Vitally Gold, which is for those that are 50 and over. And each one is tailored. So the Vitally without iron is tailored more towards men's health. The Vitally with iron is tailored more towards women's health. And then the Vitally Gold is tailored for those over 50. So it's an awesome product. And then we also have something, it's not as well known, maybe not used as much, but we do have it, and Stephanie and I wanted to highlight it. It's called CitraBoost. So CitraBoost is actually a vitamin. It's a powder that you can mix in orange juice, or you can also throw it into your favorite protein smoothie as well. So this is an option either for kids as well, maybe if they don't like the taste of the Incredivites. It's an option for kids. It's an option for older people, but also for adults. I have a couple of friends that have a really hard time swallowing their supplements because they have a really high gag reflex. So this is an option for them as well. There isn't quite as much in this, quite as much packed into this as there is in the Vitally. So I would always recommend the Vitally or the Incredivites first, but this is definitely a great option, especially if you pair it with what we'll be talking about coming up, which is our Life Shake soon. So those are some options that you have for great building blocks.
Yes. And I agree. CitraBoost doesn't get as much attention as it should, and it is a great product. And it's good for kids too.
Yes.
Like you said. So probiotics. Probiotics are huge in immunity. 70 to 80% of our immune system is in our gut, and probiotics allow a live delivery of good bacteria to our gut. So what all this means is we want to keep our digestive tract healthier, and the healthier it is, the stronger our immune system will become. And when someone takes antibiotics, they actually kill the good and the bad bacteria. And, you know, as soon as you're exposed to antibiotics, this kind of little cycle of killing all the bacteria happens. So we really need to make sure that we keep a good supply of good bacteria in our guts. And this little diagram is a diagram that kind of goes with our Optiflora probiotic complex. It has a very unique way that the probiotics guarantee delivery. It's a patented triple layer encapsulation, and you can kind of see the 3 layers in that diagram. So what it does is it guarantees that there will be a live delivery of probiotics to the large intestine, which is where they provide the greatest benefit. So there's a ton of probiotics on the market. You'll hear a lot of them have like 18 bajillion, quadrillion of this good bacteria. So they must be the best, and they have to be refrigerated. And I get a lot of people who, I have a ton of my members who use either the probiotics by themselves along with some other products, or they use our Vitalizer, which we'll talk about later. And a lot of them have changed brands to Shaklee after I simply just presented them with the facts of how our probiotics guarantee delivery. If you see a lot of these other brands, not many of them or any of them can actually guarantee that those probiotics are actually going to reach the intestines, because everything has to survive the stomach acid. So that's where this triple encapsulation process comes in. That little probiotic, which is tiny, does survive through the stomach acid craziness and gets to where it needs to go. And you actually can give it to your infants. If you put it in water and soften it up, it gets really kind of gelatinous, but it will not dissolve, because obviously that would be against the whole triple encapsulation thing. You'll see it's way smaller than a dime. I actually started to give it to Lucia when she was 2. Her and Sophia take it. We started that about a year or so ago, like I said, when Lucy was 2, and she just swallows it right away. I've had some friends throw it in yogurt or oatmeal or baby food, and it helps those kids really keep their immune system growing strong. So I love our probiotics, and very affordable too for a 30-day supply. So then we have our vitamin C, which is another favorite in our home. This is also part of my kids' daily regimen. They take our chewable vitamin C. We also have a sustained release vitamin C. It's actually the only all-natural sustained release C with no shellac in it. And so it has a sustained release system which delivers the vitamin C equivalent to 1.5 oranges for every hour for 5 hours. So it doesn't just flood your system with vitamin C and then you end up excreting all of it. It is a gradual release, which is going to be much more beneficial. And vitamin C, vitamin C in general is known for building immunity, help fight infections, illness, fatigue, and vitamin C on the skin, which is a whole nother thing we could talk about, helps just dealing with pollutants and with refreshing your skin and healing it. It helps regenerate collagen. And the chewable vitamin C, they are great. They taste like little sweet tarts, minus like all the sugar and junk in them, but they are really good little things that all of us in our family take. It's a great citrus flavor, and also has that vitamin C of, I believe it is still the 1.5 oranges in the chewable C. But yeah, my kids refer to them as their candy. And during the fall through spring, fall, winter, spring, I give my kids 2 a day. Sometimes I up it if it seems like they're getting a little gunky. Usually in the summer I give them 1 a day, but this summer I actually kept them on 2 a day just to continue with the extra vitamin C immune building, mainly because they both were starting school. So yeah, something great for adults and for kids. And then one of my personal favorites, our Vitalizer, which is actually part of the vitalizing plan, which we're going to be covering once we talk about the Life Shake. But the Vitalizer is, let me rewind. So we've mentioned some single supplements, the ones that April mentioned and some of the ones I mentioned, but the Vitalizer here is actually a multi-nutrient vitamin strip. So you will see that there is 6 vitamins in that. I've never really counted them before because I just take them and don't really pay attention. But so this Vitalizer, it's a great place to start. Vitally is also a great place to start. Vitally is good, Vitalizer is great. That's kind of like a good way to compare the two. It's a great foundation to help you build your health on, and it has our multivitamin, the Vitally that April mentioned. You can see in the picture. But it also has omega-3s, which help with your skin, your eyes, and your heart. It has B and C combined, which actually, when you combine them, it helps aid in the vitamin B absorption by 198%. And that vitamin B is actually one of the first things that's depleted from your body when you become stressed. So vitamin B helps with kind of upping your mood and to decrease your stress. And then, of course, the little probiotic you can see, our little guys there. And it's all packaged together in this nice little convenient strip. You can take them all at once. I take them all at once after I have my Life Shake in the morning. So I have some friends who take them in the evening. My husband, I throw a whole pack. These little strips come all attached in like a 6-pack. I throw a 6-pack in his lunch bag at the beginning of the week, and he has his vitamins for the week. So I do suggest the morning. I think I can really tell a difference. It helps with my energy level in the morning. You can see that little visual. It helps deliver the nutritional equivalents of all of these different food and nutrient sources. So yeah, that is the Vitalizer. It is, like I said, one of my most favorite products that we have.
Yeah, and like Stephanie said, it's crazy convenient too, especially when you travel to grab those and go.
Mm-hmm.
So Stephanie mentioned the Vitalizer. So we have something called a vitalizing plan, and the vitalizing plan includes the Vitalizer strip. And one box will last you 30 days. There's 30 of those strips. And then our Life Shake as well. You don't have to get the vitalizing plan. You can get the Vitalizer and the Life Shake by itself, but you can get them as a package. So this is our Life Shake. And what this is in the Life Shake, there are 16 grams of ultra-pure non-GMO protein, because protein is essential for all of us, right? It's an important building block for our bodies. So this is non-GMO, dairy-free, available in soy and non-soy formula. It's got a precise ratio of all 9 essential amino acids. It's got leucine in it to preserve lean muscle. It's got, what I love about this is we were talking about the importance of probiotics. Well, this actually has probiotics in the Life Shake itself, 1 billion CFUs of probiotics. It also has a prebiotic as well, which is your prebiotic is the food for the probiotic. So it's what keeps the probiotics healthy. It gives them their food to eat. And it also has omega-3s in it. So as I said, it's non-GMO, it's kosher, it's gluten-free. So it's a really, really great protein drink. It's available in strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, cafe latte, and then I'll talk a little bit in a second about our special edition that we have for fall with this product. And this talks about how it's not only good for adults, it's great for kids as well. Because kids don't always have time to sit down for a meal either. So what you can do with this is you don't have to make it into a smoothie. You can just mix it up in whatever type of liquid you like. Some people even use water. You can use almond milk. You can use coconut milk. You can use regular milk. It's got the most protein in it when you use skim milk, because skim milk already has 8 grams of protein in a cup itself. So you're adding that to the protein of the Life Shake. But you can make a smoothie out of it, add fresh fruit, add vegetables in it, hide vegetables for your kids. And my boys have one every morning for breakfast. So, and they actually like it straight up. They're not big. I don't think they like the coldness of it in a smoothie. So I put it in a shaker cup with some milk, and that's the way they drink it down in the morning. And they're not huge breakfast eaters. So that's always been a struggle with my kids, is there's not a lot of stuff they like for breakfast. So this has been a lifesaver for us. So it helps with energy, and it also helps with your immune support because of those probiotics in there.
And you can bake with it.
Yes.
And you won't ruin the properties of it, which is huge, because I have a lot of friends who didn't realize that they never even thought that the high heat would alter ingredients in, perhaps another brand of shake. And while I don't know everything about other brands of shake, what I do know is that they've really stressed that about the Life Shake is freezing or baking, everything stays the same. So you're still getting all the good stuff in your bodies.
Yeah, and we specifically have one that is vegan as well, and it is not flavored. So that is a really good one to use in your baking because there's no flavor to it at all. But oftentimes I'll use the vanilla one in any baking that I am doing, or any like protein bars or anything. This is an example of one of our special shakes that we have for the season right now, which is pumpkin spice. It's really popular, so we're never quite sure how long it's going to last. They make a certain amount of them, and then once it's gone for the season. We had this last year, and then it was so popular they brought it back this year. It really is yummy if you like the flavor of pumpkin. I will make a shake out of it. It's also really good, like Stephanie said, in terms of baking, but I put a scoop in some vanilla Greek yogurt, and then you can also add a teaspoon of peanut butter, and you mix that up, and it makes an awesome apple dip. So I always really like dipping their apples in that. But that's just one of our options. We always normally have a fall and then one that comes out in the summer. So this past summer we had peach, which was delicious too. So we're never quite sure what it's going to be, but we were excited to see pumpkin spice come back. And then talking a little bit more about the probiotics. So, Stephanie mentioned that our Optiflora has that patented encapsulation around it to keep it safe through your stomach acid, so it releases where it needs to. So if you're like, well, how do they do it if it's in a shake? The cool thing is Shackley wanted to be sure that this had a probiotic in it, and it also survived the stomach acid. So this is a patented bacterial strain, which is a spore-forming microorganism, and it creates its own protective coating on the probiotic, so it's able to reach your lower digestive system. So it forms its own super coating itself and gets it to where it needs to be. So once it's in the lower digestive system, the spores open up, and then it releases all its benefits of the probiotic. So I think that is a pretty cool thing.
It's very cool. Okay, so not just for vampires. So we do have a garlic complex, which is great. So if you are not already familiar, garlic is very well known for being a natural antibiotic. In fact, I remember in the 8th grade, I did a science project on garlic and, put garlic in little petri dishes and do this whole shenanigans just to kind of show its germ-killing abilities. So it only makes sense that Shaklee has a garlic complex product. So like I said, it's a natural antibiotic. It acts as a natural decongestant. And it's, kills candida. It helps promote cardiovascular health, helps retain normal blood pressure and cholesterol levels. And our garlic complex is unique in that it's not just straight up garlic. It has a blend of spearmint and rosemary, and that helps with the high potency, and also has a 2-way odor control. And it was made with a gentle temperature-controlled drying process. So we also keep this in our home. We do not take this daily, but I keep it as a part of our natural medicine cabinet. We have some products that we use daily, like to build our foundational base. And then this is one of those that if we feel like we're getting worn down or yucky, we will use this. I've also heard, and I think you had heard this too, April, there's some people who actually will crush the garlic complex. They've made like garlic bread out of it.
Yeah.
I have never tried that, but I mean, hey, garlic is garlic. When they're starting to feel yucky. And just with the antibiotic part, garlic has historically been known to help with congestion, asthma, sinusitis, allergies, colds, flus, all that stuff. A lot of Eastern medicine uses garlic in all different creative ways. And then, of course, the antifungal, antibacterial properties. So there's some really good science behind garlic. Then we have Nutriferon, which is huge. This is a big time immunity product that only Shaklee has, and it's patented. It's one of the most powerful formulas ever developed for strengthening the immune system at the cellular level. So it's a really unique synergistic blend of plant extracts, and you're supposed to, it's made to be taken daily as a preventative way of building your immune system. But they have had some folks that if they feel like they're coming down with a virus, they take a few extra ones a day, and it has been shown to really help with warding off infections. And you can crush them. We're going to talk about some immunity bombs that April and I use, we like to call them, but I have crushed this for my kids before. It does not have any sort of taste, and it dissolves well. And I have some friends who have some autoimmune issues, diagnosed autoimmune diagnoses, and Nutriferon is key in helping build their immune system. And we keep this, we always have this Nutriferon on hand at my home. So it's another great, and I didn't even mention the big thing, the the doctor who discovered interferon, and spent 40 years developing the booster is actually the one who, how do I word it? He's the one who came up with this. Mm-hmm. So this is just a really great product, patented, only available from Shaklee, and supported by 4 clinical studies, which again goes into the science of Shaklee and how products come about.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there we go. That was pretty much what I said, wasn't it?
Sorry about that.
No, wasn't even paying attention. Let's see. Alfalfa, another one that after I ran out of alfalfa for 7 days stint that I pulled in May, my husband said I'm never allowed to run out of alfalfa again. So this always is in my cabinet. This has been, before I go into what alfalfa is what I credit to me no longer taking 1-a-day Zyrtec. I was taking 1-a-day Zyrtec from March of 2011 up until a year ago. When I got pregnant with Sophia, my seasonal allergies just went out the roof. I couldn't even step outside. We lived with our air conditioning on until it snowed. It was horrible. My midwife said, just take 1-a-day Zyrtec, it's fine. I was taking my Shaklee products. I was not taking them and trusting in them to the extent that I do now and that I have for the last 5 years or since I had Soph. But a year ago, I thought, all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to try using alfalfa as a means to help with my seasonal allergies. So I tapered myself off my Zyrtec, and I take about 12 alfalfa a day. The recommended dosage for just normal consumption is 10. I know a lot of people think that's a huge amount, but if you crush the tablets, it's really just a tiny bit of alfalfa that you're getting. So 10 is not a lot, and that's just for normal usage. If you have seasonal allergies or inflammation issues or other things, you can take more. But so I kind of went backwards. So anyways, I ran out of the alfalfa. My allergies hit me hard. It was horrible. I was miserable. I will never run out of alfalfa again. So alfalfa is a really cool, just a really cool herb. It has the deepest roots that you can find, and they go 10 to 20 feet into the soil. And so therefore the plant is really rich in minerals and protein, plus it has digestive enzymes. And back in the day, the Arabic world used to feed it to their horses, and their horses were crazy strong and energetic, and they decided, okay, we want to see what this does for us. So hence the name alfalfa, which means father of all foods. So it's a great source of nutrients just in general. It's really great for anyone and everyone. I've not done this with my kids, but I've heard a lot of people have crushed some and put it in applesauce because it does contain all these essential vitamin and minerals that you can see listed on the screen. It is mixed with I think spearmint. I think it's spearmint. Yeah. So it has kind of like a minty, grassy smell. It's a natural antihistamine, hence why it has helped me with my seasonal allergies, and has no pesticides, fungicides, synthetic hormones, just, pure as can be. It's great for skin conditions. So anything inflammation-wise, stiff joints, stomach ailments, water retention. It's actually a part of our Healthy Cleanse program. And yeah, so you can make it into tea. Like, there's so many things you can do. I just take them straight up, but it is literally my alfalfa and I are best friends.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that.
Totally.
I could talk for an hour on alfalfa alone, but I won't.
Well, the next product we're going to talk about is one of my favorites, and I think Stephanie's too. It's called Vitalize Immunity. So there's these little orange tabs in there, and one tab is equal to 16 oranges, and it contains a proprietary blend of 19 vitamins, minerals, and herbs. And all you do is you take it and you dissolve it in 4 to 6 ounces of water. You can do hot. I've done it as a hot tea before. It dissolves super quick if you put it in something hot, or cold, either way. And it's got a really good orange taste to it. It's naturally sweetened with monk fruit, so it's got no nasty artificial flavors or colors, just like all of Shaklee's products do not have. And again, it has a ton of vitamin C in it as well. So this is super easy to keep on hand. One of my favorites to keep on hand. That moment you start to feel that tickle in your throat, that you just know something's trying to attack you, this is a great thing to grab. So a couple times a day. With your kids, you can snap it in half and do half of one. So it's a great product to have on hand and have saved us many a times, especially when the boys, they wake up and they just seem like they're snotty, for lack of a better word. This is a great thing to give them. This slide's kind of a cool one. You could compare it to like an emergency or airborne, but you are going to have a lot of synthetic things in it, and you're going to have a lot of artificial flavors and sweeteners in it. So you won't get any of that with the Vitalized Immunity, and you can feel really good about giving this to your kids. To go along with that, the Defend and Resist is another thing that I love to keep in our medicine cabinet, and I totaled it a couple weeks ago. I took so many, so I have another bottle that I just ordered. Was grateful to have back in stock. So this product actually has echinacea in it. It has black elderberry. It's got zinc in it. The elderberry in it makes it very purple color. So what I will do sometimes is crush this up, and I'll tell you about our immunity bomb here in a minute, but I will crush it up and put it into either the vitalized immunity for the boys or orange juice. So they call it their berry juice. But you can suck on it. It does have, I don't know how to explain. It's a very unique flavor to it, but it's kind of a little bit sweet as well because it's got the elderberry extract in it. So if you've got a sore throat, this is a great thing to just pop and suck on. I just swallow them. But it's a great product to have around as well. This isn't something that you want to take all the time because it does have echinacea in it. And after a while, if you take echinacea all the time, your body kind of gets used to it and it's not as valuable anymore. It's not as active anymore. So I do only take the Defend and Resist when I start to feel like I'm starting to get sick or when I am sick. So our immunity bomb that we have, you can use this for yourself. It comes in very handy when your kids are getting sick. So all it is it's the vitalized immunity. And again, if you have a child taking it, you can break it in half. It breaks super easy. And then we crush up 3 to 5 Defend and Resist. So if you can even use a back of a spoon. They crush up pretty easily. Throw them in some water. Crush up a Nutriferon if this is for your kids. Throw that in there. And then you can also use a product called Hydrate Plus. If you've been in Shackley for a while, it's our old, used to be labeled Performance. But it's got a great orange flavor. It's got electrolytes in it, so it's really good to keep the kids hydrated as well. And it's got a really yummy flavor to it. So I put a scoop of the Hydrate Plus in with all of these other things. You can throw a little bit of ice in it and give the kids a straw and let them go to town. And I know that this has saved us many, many a times when we keep it consistently going for them on a daily basis when they're starting to get sick.
Yes, the immunity bomb is lovingly known as our magic juice
yes,
in our house. So yes, my kids know the magic juice well, and it has saved us. Like, I swear it has saved us from things turning into bad things. So it's great. And those vitalized immunity, I think you said this, but like, even if you're just starting to feel worn down, I had a crazy week last week and I just could tell I was exhausted. So I just drank one before I went to bed. So it's just nice, you don't have to be per se sick or getting sick. You could just give your body a little boost. So this is our basic G. This is our germicide. This is not necessarily in our immunity line. You do not want to, this is something that you are not consuming, but orally per se, but it does kill germs. So I do think it is a big deal. So basic G is Shackley's form as a germicide. So people look at me who might not be familiar with this product and think I'm crazy that I literally do not own Lysol, Clorox, or bleach, or any of those wipes, the Clorox wipes, any of that. I don't have any of that in my house. I have this one beautiful little bottle of Basic G, and I dilute it with water, and that's how I kill my germs in my house. We have a link when we do this, when we share this information on Facebook. We're able to share a link. We can't quite do that on here, but Basic G is actually more effective than Lysol and bleach. It kills MRSA, it kills Salmonella, Hep B, Hep C, a ton of other pathogens. Did you say rabies, April?
Yep, that was yep.
Yeah. It's EPA registered. And one bottle of this Basic G actually makes 64 gallons of germicide cleaner. So Shackley doesn't want to sell you water. They want to sell you the concentrate and have you mix it. So I have a spray bottle of Basic G in my kitchen. We have 4 bathrooms. I have one underneath every bathroom sink. And I think I might even have an extra 1 or 2. It makes cleaning my house easy because I just go to the bathroom I want to clean, and I just take the spray bottle out and spray it, and I'm spending like pennies. So yeah, you can see here it kills 32 pathogens. Lysol only kills 8, and biodegradable, non-flammable. It costs like $0.25 for 16 ounces of it. So we think that's great. That is something that I definitely use around, even more so around, the sick time of year when germs are going crazy. So it's a great, great product. And so this is just a little visual we wanted to share, kind of summarizing most of the products that we talked about, just ways that you can fight colds and flus naturally with a natural medicine cabinet that contains Shaklee products. So we discussed Nutriferon, which is a great patented, only found at Shaklee product that helps build your immunity at the cellular level. The garlic complex, focusing on garlic as antibacterial, antifungal properties. The vitamin C, which is just great as a preventative, helps with so many different areas of immunity. And then for children's health, we talked about the Incredivites, which is a very comprehensive multivitamin helping build that foundation for kids' health. That's a picture of the Mighty Smart, which is our DHA chew, but that's also great just to build a great foundation of your kids' eye and brain health. And then we didn't go into our Get Clean Starter Kit, but our Get Clean Starter Kit is a great way to eliminate toxins. You would be amazed at how many toxins are hiding in people's homes, the majority of them found in their laundry products and their cleaning products. And by just eliminating those, and looking at alternative non-toxic cleaning products that are clinically proven to do the job, and they're scent-free. They are, a lot of people with skin allergies and other allergies have switched to our Get Clean Starter Kit and love it. It's just a great way to get a lot of the gunk out of your house. And then this is just one kind of package per se that you could put together for yourself and for your family. And this includes products that we talked about, every one of these products tonight. You'll notice the Vitally picture, it's an older bottle. Our Vitally has been upgraded. So this was an older picture, but still the Vitally that April talked about in the beginning. So we just wanted to share this visual because if someone did want to look at a great basic way to hit foundational nutritional needs and build upon immunity, this is one that actually will get someone a free lifetime membership to Shaklee, which guarantees 15 to 25% off all the products from this purchase forward. And then it also will give you access to member promotions and online ordering, and it will get you, if you place all these products on auto ship, which our auto ship is very easy to manage, very easy to cancel, suspend, change. You will also get free shipping from this order and every other order from now until Affinity that totals $150 on auto ship. So you're getting about at least $30 of free benefits. Plus, I believe that free shipping goes all the way up to $20, which it takes a lot to hit a $20 shipping bill. So that little canister in the back is actually Germ Off, which is like the wipe version of our basic G. So it's very convenient to throw in a bathroom, throw in your bag, take with you when you're flying, when you're traveling. I know April uses it a lot because she is a mother of boys.
Yes. Great to keep by the toilets, and the boys can then, moms, what I mean, they can clean up after themselves because I didn't make that mess. So it's great. I have it next to all my toilets, and then I tell the boys, you need to grab a germ off wipe and clean up your mess. All right, so as we end up here, we wanted to mention something that Shaklee has that's called Health Print. What Health Print is, if you haven't taken it yet and you're still kind of unsure, like, all right, I want to get started, I'm not 100% sure where to start. What this is, it takes about 5 minutes. It's about 20 questions. It kind of asks you what your health goals are, kind of what you currently are doing, what you currently eat, how much you exercise, those types of things. And then what it does, it gets you a personalized health score. So it kind of scores you on where you're at, and it gives you tips on how you can improve those scores. You can take this as much as you want, so you can take it, and then if you want to wait 2 months later and take it again and see if you've improved. It also asks you kind of, based on your goals, it will give you some ideas for products that you might be interested in, but what it does is it gives you different options according to your budget. So you kind of click a budget and it will give you an array of products that kind of fit within that budget. So it gives you options there as well. Both Stephanie and I, or whomever invited you to this call, have their own unique health print site, basically, that we can send an address where you can go to it online and take your test. So if that's something you're interested in getting, just contact the person that invited you here tonight. It really is a great little tool to use. And then if you are interested in getting started in Shaklee and you are not yet a Shaklee member, there's several different ways you can get involved. So we have our members who like to just use our Shaklee products and work on their health with that, keep their family healthy. So we have a basic membership that Stephanie talked about. That membership is a lifetime membership with Shaklee, and I compare our membership, I guess you kind of look at it as if you had to get like a Costco membership. So you pay a fee and then you get all of your products at a discounted price. The great thing with Shaklee, though, is you pay that fee and then that's a lifetime membership. So you don't have to pay that fee again. And in several instances, like Stephanie mentioned, if you have a $150 order, you get a free membership with that. Also, if you purchase our Vitalizer, you get a free membership with that. And our basic membership is $19.95 if you do have to pay for it. But again, that is one time. There are no commitments. Once you are a member, you're a member. You don't have to buy a certain amount of products each month. So it is a great thing. It's a really great thing to have in your life that you can just use when you need it. And then if you're interested in, you start using the products and you really like them and you want to share them with others, you can be basically a Shaklee member who earns extra cash and rewards. So that's a distributorship that you can have. So you can just casually share with your friends and family and earn back rewards and cash for that can essentially help pay for your own products. And then there's what Stephanie and I do, and that's building a team of people that want to help change people's lives and also build a career income with that. So that's what Stephanie and I are doing, building a team under us of friends and people that we love to work with. So the great thing about Shaklee is you get to kind of choose the people that you want to work with and build a team with. So if any of these are something that you're interested in, again, just talk to the person that you invited you here tonight and they can share more details with you. And that's it. So
yeah, that's it.
That is it. Look at the sparkliness on that. Thank you.
Oh, it moves. How'd you do that?
To end your evening on some sparkles. I don't know, but there you go. So thank you so much again for joining us tonight. We hope you learned a little bit about some items to have in your natural medicine cabinet. And if you have any questions at all on anything we talked about, just talk to the person that invited you here tonight.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.